There are other narratives out there too, other than that one. That one's a big part of it. And I think if we're at Dover Beach, we're dead in the water as human beings. That's personally. But Rodney Stark, his book Victory of Reason was helpful. Deidre McCloskey has written quite a lot, and she, you know about her, I'm sure. But she's written 3 books, and she actually thinks that being a Christian and Imago Dei, and ultimately businessmen who were robber barons and so on, but they realized that serving others was important, and serving customer needs was important. You're talking to a businessman, so I would say, I would point to Andreas Widmer, who's a big man at Catholic University now in the MBA school, and John Paul II, and as they write about, quote unquote, I detest the word capitalism. I would jettison it immediately. I think it's actually false. Although I like what it is in terms of human flourishing, that's a whole different thing. But there are other, I'm not personally totally convinced that it's because we became purely secular that we have all this richness.
No,
so I'm much more about
that. I mean, in fact, Max Weber, when he first uses
the Protestant work ethic,
right, first uses excuse me, elective affinities, is in the Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, in which he very impishly turns Marx on his head. Yes. Marx said the Protestant Reformation happened because of economics. We had this new middle class. They had to get rid of the throne and altar stuff. And Max Weber says it's so impish. He's really wonderful in this. Weber, who is a genius.
Yes.
And Weber
Peter
says...
Berger, they're both just super genius. Yeah.
Weber says, in essence, you know how Marx said the Protestant Reformation came out of capitalism? In fact, the reverse is true. The Protestant Reformation was necessary in order to have capitalism.
Correct.
And
correct.
That's Weber's brilliant standing Marx
yes.
on his head.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful observation that has the benefit of not just being impish, but also being true.